Welcome to another great podcast. This is Satavisa. For today's podcast, we have with us Atul Patel, co-founder of DLTledger. Hello, Atul. Welcome to Analytics Insight. It's great to have you here.
Pleasure. My pleasure to be here. How are you doing, Satavisa?
I'm doing great, thank you. Now, I would like to ask you a brief about DLTledger and the services that it's offering.
Sure. So DLTledger is no-code supply chain business network platform in enterprise blockchain. We are probably the leading industry platform in this area. We have been in existence over 4 years, and we pride in taking the best of enterprise blockchain as a technology to the enterprises to solve the extended supply chain business issues. And we are very proud to be here in terms of communicating this to you, Satavisa, and to your listener.
That sounds great. Now, I would like to know that how you are using intelligent technologies in your company. If you can give me some use cases, that will be great.
Yes. So if you look at extended supply chain today, Satavisa, there are gaps in fulfilling that supply chain. So traditionally, there is a supply chain digitization. People actually say, let me build a supplier portal, let me build a distributor management system. All of that has been going on for the last 20 odd years. And most of the companies, whether you're a manufacturer or you are a garment exporter or you are an automotive company, you implemented those classical supply chain procurement solutions. The challenge thereof is that when you are dealing with multiple parties across the world in terms of your cross-border shipments, those parties have their own systems, and there's quite a lot of back and forth that happens, which typically is handled only through the manual intervention, such as either the phone call or a WhatsApp message or a WeChat message. And there's quite a bit of back and forth in terms of reconciling also what you sent across and what has been received, if that is against the contract or the agreement that was done. So there's a lot of inefficiency, Satavisa, in the process, which has not been addressed through the traditional technology. And we thought about solving this problem with the power of intelligent technology, such as distributed ledger. What distributed ledger does, it provides a built-in trust mechanism, if you will, to those primarily mistrusted parties who are only kind of engaged for doing a business via a contract. The technology such as distributed ledger provides them with the trust which is missing in the equation. So the underlying capability of the distributed ledgers, such as immutability, security, and authenticity, comes to the fore to solve this problem, which has not been traditionally solved by any technology till date.
Well, thanks for telling me all this, Atul. I am curious that what kind of challenges that you must have faced while doing the operations, and how did you solve them?
Yeah, so it's an interesting question, right? So if you look at from an operation point of view, if you look at companies today, they are working in silos. So there is a head of supply chain, there is head of procurement, there is head of distributor or sales management, and all of them are actually working in silos. So, take an example of a very large auto manufacturer out of India where we've been working. They have different divisions, supplier division, the finance division, a marketing division, and all are working kind of independently to do their respective work. And the challenge is to really make sure that the internal teams are aligning to the external customer requirement, which is your cross-border customers, where you need to provide your deliveries to. And how do you actually optimize that from a data point of view and the document point of view is the real challenge. So we see the challenges both internally and externally. our primary purpose is to focus on the external challenges and making sure that your customers or your distributors or your suppliers are able to actually interact much better in a platform which provides the trust, provides the security and authenticity. So yeah, the challenges are to see how to align the forces, if you will, to do that cross-border shipment from our country to another country.
Well, that sounds really interesting. Now, what do you think is the prospects of the Indian blockchain market?
Yeah, good that you mentioned this, Satavisa, because we have been very active in Indian market. We got a number of customers who are already using our platform. India, as you know, has got a very thriving manufacturing systems, very thriving automotive companies, consumer good companies, as well as financial services. All of these four sectors are key for the solution that we are providing. Coupled with the improved logistic capability that India is now providing as far as the exports are concerned, and also the imports into the country, we see a huge potential in Indian market. And I do believe that from a supply chain point of view, India is primed to really kind of support this digitization moving forward. There has been some work that has been done on the financial aspect of the supply chain within India. This is really now extending it to the supply chain aspect, where we are sort of kind of the only leading platform, if you will, available today for the customers in India. So India is strategic to us. We already have customers, and we look forward to double our growth compared to a year before in Indian market as we are tracking as of now.
Thanks, Atul, for explaining that so well. Now, lastly, I want to ask you this question is that, what are your future plans for DLTledger?
Yeah, so if you look at DLTledgers, we are addressing Satavisa, a $507 billion market. So it's a huge market, and if you intersect that market, it's divided into three key areas: the physical supply chain, the financial supply chain, and really transactional supply chain. And across those three areas, there are significant gaps that exist, which our platform fills in so nicely with the plug-and-play apps that we've built. So Piyush and the team have really worked hard to deliver those apps to all the customers, and that's available straight off our website, that is dlt.sg/app-hub. And you would be able to see all of those apps, which kind of plugs the gaps across those three areas. Our future plan really relates to become a unicorn in next 2 to 3 years. The traction that we are getting from our corporate customers is amazing. We are looking to really expand onto that traction with strategic partnership with the largest blockchain company, R3 who has really given us all the support, and we are actually the default supply chain business network platform on R3, working together with key system integrators and management consultancy firms such as Accenture, Deloitte, EY, Capgemini. We believe that we are on the cusp of getting it to unicorn in next 3 years. So all of us at DLTledgers, all our employees, all our partners, customers, prospects, we are very thankful for the position that we are in, and we see this market going to really double. And it's interesting you asked this, Satavisa, because coming out of pandemic, the biggest challenge that most of the companies are facing is disruption to their supply chain. So if there is a platform which provides the visibility with the trust and the collaboration built in, I think there is going to be many takers than what you would think.
That sounds really amazing. I'm sure this will be helpful for all of our listeners too. Now, thank you, Atul, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Absolutely, Satavisa. This has been great, and thank you so much for my analytical insight to providing me an opportunity to share my thoughts.
Thank you.